The game review I have for you today is with a Diamond mid laner who specializes in playing mid and Yasuo. So, micro intensive champions. Anyway, the review is a really good one because we quickly established that her micro, the player in question that I'm coaching, is very good. It's at a really high standard, but we noticed that she had a problem translating her early game victory against the Fizz into a mid to late game victory. So this game review, as you can see, these are the big five that we end up realizing are problems, but this game review is a really good one because it really identifies a lot of problems for players who are quite good on a certain set of champions. So they might one trick a champion or are good at two or three champions, and they're really solid on those champions. But how do you then translate that lane victory into a game victory? So we break down a gameplay. The game review goes for about an hour and 20 minutes. So it's super in depth, super intensive, but there's a lot of good knowledge out here. So I hope you guys enjoy the game review, and yeah, keep watching. Well, so the first
Yeah.
question would be like, why did you pick this game? What stood out for you?
This is a very typical me loss.
Yep.
I get very cocky and make certain decisions that aren't like very good decisions, and I think I can just get away with it. But like the higher in ELO I get, I can't really get away with it anymore.
Yep.
And if I didn't jump to like 10 deaths after having so many kills, like I could have carried this game for sure. I wouldn't blame my team at all. I feel like I could have carried them.
Yep. So
Yeah.
almost like a kind of like a tempo issue almost. You just play at
hmm
that cocky tempo, that real like limit testing tempo, and then struggle to calm it back down.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, before you even like looked at my profile, I realized that I do this thing where I always like try to 2v1 people because I like to limit test.
Yeah.
And it's just like it doesn't work. Like it sometimes it works and it works really well, but like yeah, I can't really limit test once I get like higher.
Yeah, you'll get punished harder and better players.
Yeah,
Yeah. The
yeah, for
success
sure.
rates go down.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool. And are there any things like in general you want to focus on, like
Uh,
laning phase or roaming or anything kind of like that?
Probably mid and late. Like I
Yep.
did notice I could have roamed top a little more in this game.
Yep.
You'll see that, I guess. Uh,
It.
yeah, I think my laning's pretty strong, though, to be honest. Like you said, again, like my mechanics, I don't think that's the issue with my play. There's something like more macro in what I'm doing that's wrong. So I
Yep.
don't think it has anything to do with my mechanics.
Cool. Yeah, that's what I was kind of. I watched a bit of this game as well, and I could kind of
Yeah,
see that you were hard out playing the Fizz, and then even when Kha'Zix was
yeah,
coming in, you were like matching him pretty well.
yeah.
Cool. So, was there anything you were happy about this game? Anything you thought you did well?
Yeah, I think I roamed bot well when they were behind, and I got them like a little ahead to like get the game a little more momentum. And we
Yep.
did capitalize off that momentum, but like I just made a mistake where I like died, and that kind of ruined the momentum because I was like all of our team's momentum, I feel, along with Heckram a little bit, but more so me, I'd say.
Yep. Yeah, and
Yeah.
those the bounty golds now really punish when you're
Mm-hmm.
like on a hot streak and then you go a little bit too far on the limit testing and then
Yeah,
give those
yeah. I've
big ass
definitely been
bounties.
punished for that,
Yeah. Aw-
especially this season.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna start. Did you have anything else to add? But I'm just gonna start the clip.
Now I'm ready to watch.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, what's your usual thoughts on this matchup, Zed Fizz?
I think before, like, I remember at the beginning of the season, Fizz was like quite good. And that's actually why I was avoiding middle this season because there was a lot of champions that just like really did well against my champions.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a good idea. I think I should have actually, if I was going to limit test anything, I should have limit tested that. But yeah, I think Zed's really good against Fizz right now. I was actually going to go Yasuo and champion select. You can't see that, but I was going to
Yeah.
go Yasuo. I saw them pick Fizz. I chose to go Zed. I think Zed's very good right now after the W buff. So
Yeah. It's actually insane. It's so hard to react to.
yeah, I
It's
agree.
so strong.
And I think it's very like underrated. Like he has the highest pick rate and his win rate is still like 51, 52. That's insane for a
Yeah.
high skill champ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my kind of analysis on the matchup as well. I play
Mhm.
a lot of Fizz in this matchup, and I always kind of struggle a bit against Zed. Um,
Yeah, I think Zed wins a lot of matchups right now, though,
yeah,
to be fair. But
and
yeah,
like Fizz,
late game, not really, though.
yeah, yeah, that's true. And Fizz's
Yeah,
really only outplay potential is playful trickstering your ult, but or your death mark, yeah.
yeah.
But you've got a lot
Zed
more on
has so
him.
much mobility, so
Yeah,
it's so hard for like or Fizz to kind of stick on him.
and your poke is just yeah, it's hard to match.
Yeah,
And you'll see, I watched a bit of this, and you just win almost pretty much every trade he goes for.
I find you just hold W against Fizz, and that's kind of the way to do it.
Yeah,
Yeah, because
yeah,
you know where he's gonna land
yeah.
every time.
It's good poke.
Yeah, I tried a trading stance. Sometimes I forget the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever think about what you're doing with your waves as well, in relation to, let's say, where you think Kha'Zix started and stuff like that?
Not a lot in mid, but like I think about it more in top.
Yeah,
I
tops.
think it's
Yeah,
easier to think about it in top.
yeah. You don't get punished as much in mid because it's very hard to freeze. The only time you do get
Yeah.
punished is if you're constantly pushing into the enemy turret without vision or without
Yeah.
awareness of the jungler. Like I think that's one of the few trades. Fizz. That's actually a really good extension of that trade. So Fizz won that
Yeah.
short trade, and then you just kept going. A lot of people would back off.
Yeah.
So good
Yeah.
job there. Do you track jungler? So are you kind of like semi-aware of where Kha'Zix is at this stage, if you can remember?
Jungle, I would say, is my worst role. So
Okay.
understanding where a jungler is very difficult to me
Yep.
because I don't understand jungle,
Yep.
like the rotations in jungle.
Okay, well, I'll try and give a quick little. So right now, jungle meta is getting level 3 as quick as possible and usually ending up
Yeah.
ganking top or mid. And so for Kha'Zix, he's obviously gone blue, Gromp, Wolves, but generally
Mhm.
junglers, if it's a, sorry, Talisman start, they'll generally
Yeah.
go blue, Wolves, uh, Krugs, then red, and that's how
Hmm.
a talisman jungler gets level 3. But if they, oh, they're both talismans, but if they go, let's say, Hunter's Machete like a Graves or a Lee Sin, they'll go
Yeah.
blue Gromp, red, and then gank. So a machete. A machete jungler will generally gank you earlier, and a talisman jungler will generally gank you maybe 10 15 seconds later. But almost
Hmm.
all junglers will always end up in top side. So unless
Yeah.
you see them start here, they're probably going to gank you around the 230 to 315 mark from anywhere top side. So I generally recommend mid lane. I always try and put my wards on camps themselves. So like if you can
Hmm.
put it here or even like here, it's like a jungler's worst nightmare. Because
As
also
opposed to the bush, which offers less vision,
yeah, and
right?
less time to react. So Zed, I mean, you've got a lot of mobility, so you can get away with it. But particularly because I play jungle and mid a lot,
Hmm.
these are the most annoying wards. A ward here and then a ward there. You can see my cursor,
Yeah.
right?
I can't, but I
Oh,
know kind of what you're saying.
okay. Let me just
Yeah.
change.
Yeah, and I guess that would help Hecarim too, because he probably would want scuttle priority.
Um, okay, cool. Now can you see my
Yeah, I
map?
see it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. So I was saying here, so you can get
Hmm. By the camp.
yeah, or here, so you can kind of figure out if they're ever going to come. Because a Kha'Zix is never going to use his jump over here because the cooldown's too long, and then he
Yeah,
has no kind of mobility for you. So
yeah.
basically, yeah, the first gank is going to be at about 2 minutes 30 to 3:15, and
Hmm.
it's almost 80% of the time it's going to be topside.
Okay. Yeah, tends to be top, I find.
Yeah. So something I like to do as well, I don't know what your warding strategy is, but sometimes before minions spawn, if there's like no invading happening or not much action, sometimes I like to actually, as minions are about here, as a mid laner, I go up, walk up here and then ward their red buff because then it
I've
lets you
heard
know,
that's very good.
yeah, and then that gives you complete awareness of okay, Kha'Zix is now top side, I just play bot side of the map and
Hmm.
unless their support's gonna roam, which sometimes they do, obviously like a Blitzcrank, you're almost so safe in lane that you can then limit test, because I know your playstyle
Yeah.
is limit testing, so I want to try and get you enabling your limit testing playstyle. And I know you're trying to get away from it as well, but I think if you can set it up so it's safe limit testing or as safe as
Yeah.
possible, I think that's really good. Because changing those kind of playstyles can be really hard. So I would recommend trying to do that little ward trick, even
Yeah.
if it's just on Raptors. If you're not safe, you don't feel safe here.
Yeah.
It's a good little tip. Particularly if you're not going to learn jungle or like interested in learning the role, because obviously learning the
Yeah.
role is the best way to understand the role. But
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, this is pretty much where you kill him. Yeah, don't know why I did that, and you used your W really well. And then this, I
Mm.
actually really like this play from you. So you have the awareness, you know Hecarim's coming,
Yeah.
and you walk this way, which I thought was so clever, because now you just have the collapse on him.
Yeah. I don't think I need to ignite, but I mostly did to secure it.
The
Yeah.
flash ignite. You probably just need to flash, but
Yeah.
I mean
It's a low cooldown for my
and it
thought.
gives you a big enough lead. Like now, Fizz loses that whole wave.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good job, good back. Yes, actually, really good back. So just knowing there was no point in pushing this,
Yeah.
because then you just lose tempo. Kha'Zix is now top side. And now you pretty much win. As soon as you get a kill lead on Fizz,
Yeah.
especially as Zed, it becomes very bad.
Especially.
Yeah. And do you like to kind of match, do you like to weigh up your individual matchups? So like this Fizz, do you like
Yeah.
to kind of understand, like judge him as an individual, how good he is? Or
Yeah,
she?
I saw he had no mastery. I saw he wasn't smurfing his Fizz, and I
Yeah.
knew he wasn't good as a champ, so felt very confident in comparison to my
And but
ability as a champion who already wins that matchup. So
yeah, and then particularly the way he's playing, I mean, you're just kind of
mhm.
outclassing him or them pretty easily.
I'd like I'd like to think like reading people's play is something I'm actually really good at.
That's good, yeah. Because
Yeah.
some people just don't do it. They look at the matchup like almost like in a vacuum, where they're like Zed
Yeah.
Fizz, Zed always wins, or like, but they don't actually take into account the personal skill
This
levels,
skill.
which I think particularly like Diamond. I mean, even up to most elos, there's a certain point where no one's playing that champion perfectly, so there's always windows,
Mhm.
even if you are countered or anything. There's always windows for you to get back in, even in counter
Yeah.
matchups.
Yeah, I actually super agree with that.
Yeah. So yeah, that's that ward we are talking about. Try and never put it in the bush. Always try and put it up, but it's okay.
Yeah.
It's
To
like
have more. Yeah.
it's a quick win for Vision, so
Yeah.
it's good. But if you can just like take it one step further and get it there, or even in Raptors,
So I know sooner.
yeah.
Yeah.
Particularly because this wave is pushing, we know it's pushing, so you would have time.
Yeah.
That's all good. Because I think you do end up dying to a Kha'Zix gank in the next
Yeah, I
minute or
do.
so.
I think. Yeah.
This is good. This is really good respect. I mean, you know it's slow pushing. Again, I don't know why Fizz is going for trades. And then I believe, yeah, you get this kill. He
Yeah.
fucks up a step here. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
dead. You run him down anyway because you got boots.
Yeah.
I mean, this wave in hindsight, it's like, it's such a shitty... Okay, you actually see Kha'Zix here. I don't know if you did notice that, but he actually goes into vision here.
I didn't
Okay.
notice. Yeah. I don't think I have a lot of respect for junglers. Maybe that's why. Maybe
Yeah.
I don't have enough respect for junglers.
Yeah.
Because you'll see that I do a weird step here
Yeah,
that
you
like,
actually go for the trade back here.
yeah, because I have no respect.
Yeah.
Just so disrespectful.
And if he had blue smite, he probably wouldn't have killed you here, because he had red smite plus red buff.
Yeah.
So red buff does like true damage over time. I don't know if again you know that.
Yeah.
Whereas blue
Yeah. I do
smites,
know that.
yeah,
I know the bare bones of jungling.
yeah, cool. But I mean, yeah, it was unlucky. It's okay. I mean, Kha'Zix kind of carries this game, or he does well.
Yeah, that's why I regret dying to him.
Yeah. What item do you go first in this? I can't remember.
I think I go Ghost Blade for the round.
Nice. Perfect. I was going to say at this point as well, I mean, you are 2 kills up. The CS lead
Mhm.
isn't that big, but I think you do generate a bigger CS lead. Sometimes, yeah, I don't know what time your first roam is, but sometimes if I've already won lane, sometimes I like to try and extend the lead because I mean Lilia's
Mhm.
already losing, bot lane's kind of losing already as well, and you're kind of the only lane winning at the moment. So I'll see. I can't remember what your first roam timer is, but hopefully it's soon. Just try
It
and extend your
wasn't as
lead.
soon as I
Okay.
should have been. I actually noticed that when I was looking through it. I was like, I should have roamed a little sooner because
Cause
top was being very susceptible to be ganked,
yeah, cause
especially considering he's 2-0.
yeah, and because like right now you using ult on Fizz gets you lane dominance, but it's almost not worth it in the macro scheme of things when there's other lanes losing now.
Mm-hmm.
So it's good like this posture where Fizz can't even take any
Yeah,
CS here. But what I do is just hard push this and then go help a lane, even if
yeah,
you just give them like a bit of breathing room.
yeah.
So yeah, I
I
would have
think
just
how I felt about top was I wasn't really confident with my top laner.
yeah
And
yeah
I knew Lucian had like a similar lead to my own that I almost felt like going up there would have been like almost a 1v1.
yeah. So like here, this is like what I call dead time, where there's a wave pushing in, and then this wave
Yeah,
is pretty much going to clean reset with his wave. So now you have almost like a
yeah,
30-second roam window where you could go top. I mean, there's a vision there, but at
yeah.
least you clear the vision. You go bot again. They've got vision, but it's like just a window of opportunity where you could do
And I,
so much
yeah,
more than just warding and then coming back. Because
yeah,
now you're just not wasting 30 seconds, but doing like the bare minimum
not
with 30 seconds.
maximizing it.
Yeah. And particularly when you've
Yeah,
already got 2 kill lead, Fizz now isn't worth as much gold as he usually is because that gold decay when
yeah.
they're on deaths. But you're still dominating lane, which is good because sometimes people can't even do that. So I'm just trying to think of how we can actually maximize your leads consistently. I'm like Hecarim here, that's a bit random.
Yeah, I'm not really concerned about their play.
Yeah. Fine. I think you guys end up getting 2 kills here.
Just
Or
one.
1 kill, yeah, yeah.
He was invis, so I couldn't end up ulting him in time, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I remember I did, yeah, I ult Fizz to get the kill on Kazakhs.
Yeah, that was really clever actually. I really like that. That was super clean combo.
Yeah, I almost expected him to stay in, so I ignited, but
Yeah. That's good. But, I mean, the one thing you could have done here is I know you're just trying to take minimal turret damage.
stuck there, yeah.
Yeah, maybe you could have stepped there, and then if
Yeah.
he went
I could
start,
have
yeah,
shadowed back if
yeah.
not, yeah.
So maybe taking that extra turret hit because maybe one more auto attack and an ability.
Yeah.
But again, I mean, in hindsight, you can play everything perfectly, but in the actual game, cool. So again, I'd like just try and push this because Fizz is low HP. I'd hard push this. We know Kha'Zix is
I
dead
think
for
I
another.
kill him. He
Oh,
makes
okay,
a stupid. I think I kill him.
awesome.
I had no right killing him, but I killed him. Like he shouldn't have died. Like you know how you said it was unacceptable for me to have the amount of deaths I had in my games?
Yeah.
But this was unacceptable for him to do. Like this was even unacceptable for like a gold player to do. Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he should not have done that.
Just take the
Yeah.
whole combo.
Yeah, he definitely with his EN flash up.
I really like your back timers as well. Like they're actually very efficient. Like you just run straight back and just reset, which I think's good. I mean, Kha'Zix is pushing a lane, so maybe you could have stayed here in this situation. But I also do like the discipline that you kind of know your back timer. Obviously, you had enough gold. I mean, yeah, you're 160. Yeah, you had enough gold for Ghost Blade, so you knew what you were getting for your power spike.
Yeah.
I mean, you could have stayed for this wave. Hopefully, On a Hecarim. Okay, Hecarim
Yeah, I
soaks
think
it,
Peck
so
gets
it's
it.
completely fine. Yeah, perfect. Pretty much maximization there. And now, like, again, it's that stage where you're 4-1, Fizz is 1-3. How can we now, at 8 minutes to the next 15 minutes, how can we push your lead in mid lane to some other lane? And there hasn't been much opportunity, to be honest, this game. But I think it is a good habit, even just to, like, even just to walk
Walk
halfway.
up.
Yeah.
Just know I exist,
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
very fat,
Yeah.
okay?
Yeah. Exactly. And also, you could even try, like, if you want to maximize or get into the habit of that, if you're winning a lane 4-1, you could even, like, go a sweepers now, as long as because you're pretty
Yeah,
good with your control wards in this
I try
game.
to be, yeah.
Yeah, if you just cover one side of the map with a control ward, you can then use sweepers to walk through
Yeah,
any part of the map. And I don't know if you know, like, again, I'm just going to say this. With sweepers, if you don't actually attack the ward and you use it, they don't actually see you. So if you
yeah, I
sweeper
know.
at the
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
so it's actually like it's actually
They
super
don't see you
broken.
on the way.
But so many mid laners don't get early sweepers when they get a lead, and I think it's actually like pretty much hidden OP for roaming wise, because you can
I
pretty
don't
much
see a
go
lot of people do that, but yeah, that's kind of clever.
pretty much from here sweeping all the way to
Unseen.
here, and you can literally get pretty much a free gank on bot.
Yeah,
Particularly with an assassin champ like Zed, when you're in ahead,
yeah.
we really need to extend those leads.
With Ghostblade too, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, Lilia's kind of 0-4 at this stage. Because Fizz is almost, he's not winning this matchup, keeping you here, but if I was this Fizz, I'd be
You
like,
could
okay,
win
as long as I
everything.
can keep Zed in my lane and just minimize the bleeding to my lane, I'm doing as well as I can in this matchup. And I
It's
don't
true.
think, to be honest, as we can kind of tell, he's a bad player. So I don't think he's thinking that, but you're kind of
Yeah,
playing in to now where you can't actually extend your lead anywhere else. And you also have like a 30 CS lead. So even if you
yeah.
lose a wave for a roam where you can get a kill bot lane or you can get a kill top lane with Lucian now on 400 gold bounty, it's going to be a really
Yeah,
big win
it's
for you.
well worth it,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, the good thing is, like, Kha'Zix is literally only ganking you. I mean, I think he got
Because
one
he sees
assist.
me as a threat.
So you are, like, effectively having two people focus you on the enemy lane
Yeah,
team. So it's kind of unlucky that your Lily is 0-4 just in a 1v1 and
yeah.
you're 4-1 getting, so it's a bit of unluckiness in terms of like your teammates, the fact that you're
What can you
soaking
do?
all
What
the
can you
yeah,
do?
exactly, so you're soaking
What
all the
can you
jungle
do?
focus and your team
Yeah.
isn't able to establish a lead, which can be so frustrating. But
It doesn't bug me. I'm gonna be honest. It doesn't bug me. It bugs me when I can't carry people like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's a good
that's what bugs
attitude.
me.
Yeah. Hecarim gets the shutdown. I mean, at this stage as well, Hecarim and you are looking like the better players here on your team. But like, you do nice. Okay, that's well played.
I do die though. I make the mistake of going into isolation. And if I didn't go into isolation and like went towards Hecarim, I wouldn't have died and given him another kill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I give him such a big bounty. I don't know. I give him a lot of gold and I regret that.
Yeah. So this, I'm interested in. I think you jump back to this shadow, and I kind of want to know your reasoning for. You do want? I guess you're wanting to
I
kill
had
Fizz,
vision
right?
of the bush and I thought Fizz would get greedy, so I knew I had
Yeah.
flash and I could flash shuriken him.
And again, it's going back to that, like, how is killing a 1-3 Fizz worth you? I mean, I guess you could have almost got away here, but I think,
I I think my reasoning was I thought Heck would come.
yeah,
Maybe I wasn't looking enough. And there were minions, so he didn't have isolation damage.
yeah, true. Because I think
Which
Hecarim was going to get this kill no matter what, and I know
that's true. That's very true. And he is very not worth gold.
because now you pretty much use your escape to re-engage on a.
Yeah.
I mean, Kha'Zix isn't that fed at this stage, but he is
But
strong. Then you flash to kill the 1-3 Fizz, now 1-4, and now, I mean, you do have W up, but it's a little too late because
which
Kha'Zix.
yeah.
I mean, Hecarim did do
This is
some
a
weird
prime
stutter step there.
example of limit testing, I
Yeah,
feel. I should have if I went to W on Hecarim, like I should have, I think this play would have been fine.
Yeah.
But
And
that's definitely like my limit testing, taking a show here.
yeah. I think yeah, you just got to get into the mindset of like, okay, a 1-3 Fizz is not
Yeah,
worth like a high risk play. I mean, you definitely were so close to getting out here, but the
yeah.
success rate
It's
of you
not even
getting
worth
out here compared to you getting out here, it drops by out at, I can't put a number on it, but it'd be like 30-40%. Like you're going to get
it.
out 100% here, but now you trying to get out here maybe is like a 40-50%.
Yeah.
And we want to try and eliminate coin flip, I guess, possibilities through our own decisions.
Yeah, it's like it would be different if the Fizz was worth like a good bounty or
Yeah.
something, but yeah, he's not worth the like risk.
Oh my. Okay, and again, in hindsight, you guys do get the 2-for-1,
Yeah.
and so it is kind of macro worth it, but your own
But
individual.
I think Hecarim could have maybe got both,
Yeah,
regardless. Yeah.
yeah. And let's say you didn't jump back here. Maybe there could have
I
been a roam
could
bot
go bot.
with
Yeah.
your flash up, and your ignite would have. Oh, your ignite probably wouldn't have been up, but also maybe not. And
But it would have
hindsight,
changed the whole
everyone's
fight.
everyone's wise in hindsight.
Yeah.
It's good because Hecarim's a very strong champion at the moment, so at least he does get some
Yeah, I
gold.
agree. Yeah, I think Hecarim's actually very good right now.
Yeah. And again, it's like now at the 10:30 mark where you're in a lane that's 1-4 and you're still yet to exert your influence
Right.
on any other lane. I know top, you didn't want to go top because it's like absolutely terrible. But even in this situation
It is
here,
a train wreck.
yeah, you could like again like you could even sacrifice this wave for a potential game. I mean, I assume
Yeah.
they're gonna reset anyway. But yeah,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I eventually catch on, but I could have been roaming sooner.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Don't give away controllers for free. And again, this is something like that's really good because of your aggression mid. Kha'Zix hasn't been able to do dragon yet. Usually Kha'Zix's
Yeah.
rush dragons at like
So easy to
yeah, they can do it from
solo.
like level 4 onwards.
Isolation,
And
yeah.
this guy has, you've probably delayed him by 4, 5, 6 minutes, which is something you probably don't even think about. But how
Yeah.
much attention Kha'Zix has been giving you mid has actually allowed this to be delayed by
Yeah.
5, 6 minutes, which is actually awesome. I think you should be really happy with that. Like an indirect consequence of Kha'Zix having to babysit this Fizz.
Yeah. I find no matter what game I'm in, like I do exert a lot of pressure in the lane I'm in.
Yeah.
Like unless it's like an outright counter and I just like I can't win that matchup.
Yeah. And I,
Like, I don't
I,
know.
I
Rumble
love
the
it.
Yasuo or
And
something.
yeah, and how many seasons have you been playing now?
I've been playing since season three, and
Okay.
season three I was actually bronze. Then I jumped to plat,
Yeah.
and then last 3 seasons I've been diamond. So I
Nice.
mean, usually I climb, but I haven't really been able to touch anything in diamond. So
Yeah.
that's why I was interested in hearing what you had to say.
Yeah, I think this is something I've noticed with a lot of old school league players, myself included, is
Yeah,
like we still think we could like I remember back in the day you could just win lane and then just overtake the game.
roll,
Whereas I think
steamroll.
now it's so much more team play oriented because of how
Yeah,
Riot wants the meta to go and competitive play, etc., etc. I think yeah, like we're all in that
yeah,
still old habits that are like almost
yeah.
unconscious for us. Like it's like
So
breathing.
true. Yeah, I've never even thought of that. Yeah, you used to just be able to steamroll people if you like won your lane. Now
And
it's a whole ordeal.
yeah, and this like the probably doesn't you don't actually feel anything wrong with this at the moment because you're like 5-2-1-4, and it's like sometimes
Yeah,
that's not even enough in season 10. You can like
yeah,
steamroll
it's
your lane,
insane.
which is like crazy. So I really that's why I love champs like Zed where they've got really good roam, really good lane, but you do have to kind of use both aspects of it.
Yeah, that's true. And I've been playing Zed since season four.
Yeah.
So I mean that's definitely, that's definitely part of it.
Yeah, especially when he's like so in such a good spot as well.
Oh, he's in such a good
Yeah.
spot. I had some Zed main try to argue with me on that last night, and I
Nice.
asked him why he would think that compared to the win rate to pick rate. And he's like, "Oh, numbers are just bullshit, man." I'm like, "Okay,
Okay, man.
okay."
Whatever you say. Yeah. Okay, cool. Here's your first roam, it looks like.
Yeah, which way too late.
You just
But you know what?
this
I
is
do
so
get it
fun.
going.
This actual action, you literally use Ghost Blade right at the start. It almost feels like you're something just flicked a switch in your head, and you literally just went, "Okay, I'm gonna roam now," and then full commit.
Yeah, yeah. I'm bored of this
Yeah,
lane and
it's like
roaming.
okay,
That's literally what happens
it
with
took you
me.
12 minutes to get bored of the lane. I guess you
Yeah,
guys have a really good vision channel as well.
maybe it's because Kazik wasn't there in a while. I got bored. My
Oh,
shadow could have been better there. That's
oh,
what I will say
yeah.
about that. Yeah. We do end up getting something. Ash is not pleased about how she
Nice.
dies. I will say that. Yeah, she was not happy.
They played that very well. Oh, what is
Yeah.
that TP? No, oh my.
Interesting.
Very
I forgot
interesting.
about that. I did not pay attention to the Lily. I'm going to be honest. Whatever she was doing was between her and God.
Yeah.
That's honestly.
And I guess the only sad thing about this is you almost lose two platings and Kha'Zix gets top, but it's
Yeah.
like you had to start doing something. So I think it is
Yeah.
the right
I,
call. Yeah.
I tabbed. I think I tabbed. This is when I go split. I tabbed and I saw a fucking bounty on Caitlyn. And
Yeah.
I was like, that's not good. That character is kind of busted in ADC.
Yeah. Let's just go for it. Caitlyn's super busted.
Yeah, very busted right now.
Good job. I'd be trying to kill this rift, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think
he's
I
gonna get the
turned.
charge off anyway.
Yeah.
You don't really yeah, you don't lose anything additionally. So again, I'd look to push here. I mean, Lilia's lane isn't on, but I'd look to maybe try and sneak bot because we now know Kha'Zix's bot side. Drag's probably up
Yeah.
relatively soon, maybe a minute 30.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You go bot because, yeah, Hecarim's
Yeah.
with you. Nothing on. Well, you could go for the plating, I guess, because it is a nice little gold stack. But I like that
Yeah.
something's just flicked on
I
for you.
did buy oracles actually, because I actually agree with what you said.
Yeah,
I did it a little later and I didn't consider doing it earlier. So I'm
yeah,
going to consider that. But usually I actually do buy oracles. I actually think that's very clever.
yeah. I noticed I started noticing it happening a lot in Korea. Actually, Korean Fizz players were doing it a lot, and I was like, okay, this could work. And like
Because you just get to walk
yeah,
over.
yeah, and so many people like you even missed like that Kha'Zix just showing for a second, like in this situation,
Mm.
like people miss vision on the
They don't
minimap.
look all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and especially
Most
when you
people
do the
don't look all
sweepers
the
trick. Yeah, and especially when you do the sweepers trick, that's clean. So now, yeah, you
time. Look
start
over
doing
there.
so.
Uh,
Oh, you got the. Wow, whoa, whoa!
yeah.
I did. That was.
Yeah. Wait, look at the shadow. Wait a second.
Okay, I gotta watch this.
Yeah, this was my favorite play of the game, actually, I'd say. Because I
And
saw Sun at Oracles and I was like, okay, well, now I'm going to go in bot bush because I walked through a vision ward and they
yeah,
would have assumed I went back to mid. But since she had Oracles up, I was like, I'm going bot still.
and this is like so intelligent as well. Exactly what you said. So it's like if you can start doing this, maybe like a couple of minutes earlier. Obviously, making sure
Yeah.
if you've got a lead mid before you do it, but
Mm.
I mean, I just think the way you roam and the way you gank, if you can maximize that and do it in
Yeah.
a higher volume, even if it's only one extra roam a game, this shit can make the difference, particularly with
Yeah.
struggling lanes. And it's kind of annoying how you had to initiate this, but I mean, again, it's just like
It
a
is what it
whatever. Yeah,
is. Sometimes you got to be the playmaker.
yeah. Because it's like Ash still has. I'm pretty sure Ash still has ult here. It's
Arrow.
like, why?
Yeah.
Why is
She
the
waits
Zed having to
quite a
initiate? Yeah.
while.
Why is the Zed having to initiate this?
Yeah. Senna's doing all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I
mean,
think Senna's
Senna's
very good right
positioning
now,
is
too.
literally perfect here. Ash was all the way back here, and you were just CC locked.
And I was tanking the Morgana ult.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And I see she finally uses her arrow, so I'm like, okay, it's time.
Clean.
Yeah, that's where I get her.
Oh, that is literally
Yeah,
max range. Holy
yeah,
shit.
yeah, yeah. I was surprised too. Don't worry. I
That's
was.
incredible.
Yeah, we got to pop mastery for that
Yeah, you
one.
definitely. Oh, hopefully these guys get out. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell you play a lot of Zed. It's a lot
Yeah.
of very clean play.
Yeah, I definitely kind of tricked you with my profile. This season, I was not playing the characters I should be playing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like my Zed and Yasuo are very good.
Good, at least, I
My
guess.
deaths, my deaths are high because I have games like this where I just get too cocky later on.
Yeah.
So
I'd probably suggest a lane swap here. I don't know if Ash Senna wanted it. If they don't want it, you just go to the lane you should go to, but probably would have been
I
good.
try not to tell people what to do.
Yeah,
I
okay,
feel
fair
like
enough.
they don't listen.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
fair enough.
I agree with you though. Like, I think I'd kill Caitlyn though out of it.
That's good then. I mean, yeah, there's I guess pros and cons of you matching against the
Hmm.
Kate, particularly if Morg's not there yet.
Yeah, which I did
Nice.
note she wasn't there, so I was like, yeah.
Nice. Fucking hell, Zed. Fed Zed.
Fucking Zed. Fucking Zed. I do die for it though.
Yeah.
I think we get another kill out of it, but yeah, Kha'Zix gets kills out of it, which in
Yeah.
hindsight, yeah,
You
did
reacted.
not aid it.
Yeah, you probably could have reacted a little bit quicker as well.
Yeah,
And almost, it was almost a panic flash down when maybe it could have been, I don't know, if another angle. But
up
it's okay.
or something
Yeah.
where he wouldn't predict it. Yeah. You really throw league players off with being unpredictable. That's something I noticed.
Yeah. Particularly when you're versing a good player, if you keep like your habits really different in laning phase,
Yeah,
particularly if they're skill shot based. I mean, I try and do it
yeah.
against Zeds. Like, you dodge one way for like 3 times, then you dodge the other way for
Then
2 times.
now they know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then when it comes to like those situations, like kind of where that Morg's like, if they're trying to recognize your patterns, they'll subconsciously go the wrong way, and then you
yeah,
can kind of survive. But I mean, yeah, I guess net two for 3, which I guess is worth.
yeah. And I mean, Heck's pretty big now. He's gonna get another kill from
Yeah.
this.
I mean, this Fizz.
Yeah, he's kind of a train wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, he's trying to fight it.
he definitely. Yeah,
Oh, Ash goes Thara. Yikes. Yeah.
yeah. It seems like Hecarim went top, which was good for us.
Yeah.
I wasn't really watching. I can just assume from Lucian's
Yeah,
death
because
and
Lucian was
Lilia's
4-0,
kills.
and then now he's 4-3.
Yeah.
So pretty
So
well
at this
played by
point,
Heck.
me and Heck are like the whole team.
Yeah. I mean, looking
Yeah.
at those Ash arrows and looking at the Lilia gameplay, Senna's
Yeah.
probably a good little resource as well. Nice,
I don't mind Senna, yeah.
you're just
I
farming
don't kill her
Kate.
from this,
Ah, okay.
sadly. That net is kind of crazy right now.
Yeah. That Kate's playing decent as well.
Yeah, she's not a bad player,
Yeah.
but definitely better than my Ash. My Ash was kind of a train wreck.
It's good you guys get drag. I mean, that as well led you guys to them not being able to
Yeah.
contest drag. Or
I
Morgana.
thought Senna was actually beast
Yeah.
this game.
Yeah, I think, yeah, she's been playing pretty well. This situation here where she was posturing really aggressively for you
Yeah.
and Ash, it might have even saved your life, to be honest. Because Ash was
Yeah.
all the way back here, you were here. Lucky Senna was like up here, otherwise
Yeah.
could have ended badly. Good roam.
Yeah.
Nothing eventuates. It's interesting. I think almost all 3 of your deaths have been to Kha'Zix.
Yeah.
Which is just,
Yeah,
yeah.
for sure.
I think deeper vision is going to help you out so much because it also,
Yeah.
like, eventually make you learn jungle, like, just a little bit more about jungle routes of, like,
Yeah.
when Kha'Zix is at Raptors. Okay, then I know where he is for the next 45 seconds because, you know,
Yeah.
you'll see if he goes up, you'll see if he goes down. Yeah. So I think Deeper Wards is going to be a really quick win for you as well.
Yeah. Especially on like Zed gets away with it a little more. I
Yeah.
don't think he can get away with it on Yasuo not having
Ye-
D4.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, yeah, you've almost, because you're highly mobile, doesn't mean you should
Yeah.
skip, take
Yeah.
shortcuts on,
I
like,
agree.
fundamentals. Yeah.
Yeah, I make a mistake here not looking at her items. And I should have known Morgana would have Zhonya's.
Yeah. And then fucking
Yeah, and I
Fizz
should have
gets
saw
it.
that my team wasn't nearby too.
Yeah. And I guess this is that kind of getting out of control tempo style.
Yeah.
And that's
And
pretty
again,
much a free.
Kha'Zix, yeah.
Yeah.
Hecarim was not pleased with that. That's what I recall. Hecarim was not pleased with that news.
Yeah. Let's go back a little bit more. And just gonna get what. Okay. Your, I guess the roam here probably wasn't on given how low they were, unless you can somehow 2v1.
I
And
wasn't
then,
too threatened by the Fizz,
yeah,
but
and now it's a 3v. I mean, these guys can
yeah.
turn a little bit, but it's
I
like,
guess
it's,
I thought they would. I
yeah,
guess I thought they would, honestly.
yeah.
I thought I'd, get them to do it just because I'm so fad, but
And then I guess you tunnel on the Morgana kill a little bit when
yeah.
she's 0-5.
I,
Instead of going up here, you could
yeah.
have probably gone down. By, like, yeah.
I don't know if I went up there, if Kha'Zix might have, met me there,
Yeah,
but I
that's
don't
true.
know.
I think we saw Kha'Zix come in vision. But yeah, yeah. In the heat of the moment, you're not really looking at exact positionings of everyone.
Yeah.
So that's probably one of your first biggest mistakes at the 18-minute mark, which isn't too
Agreed.
bad. But they get so much out of it. And it's a
Yeah.
shame, right? Because, like, Fizz has 6 deaths already, and none of them
Hmm.
have resulted in such a big lead compared to your deaths, which I think is kind of unfair with the bounty systems and just how, like, people can get
Yeah.
away with playing this badly.
It really punishes people with my play style, I
Yeah.
feel. Yeah, super, yeah. Yeah.
And it
This
feels like this first roam flicked a switch. Like, as soon as you ghost bladed and did your first roam
it was
bot,
it was time
I
to
feel
do it
like, yeah, I feel
repeatedly.
like it's flicked a switch that was like good, but now it's like the switch is still on 100%
Yeah.
all the time, and you're like full gas at the moment, and
Yeah.
it just needs to
When
be
I
a little
roam,
bit.
it's full
Yeah,
gas for
it's like
sure.
if I'm roaming, I am getting something out of this.
Yeah. And I think maybe that's what happened with the morgue for sure. I
Yeah,
was like, well, now I'm down here.
yeah,
Just
may as well
come.
get something for my journey.
Yeah.
Get a souvenir. Yeah. So I think trying to identify that now that we're aware and like you even said you're aware of like you going full tempo, I think there
Yeah.
needs to be a, maybe even if it's a death mark or it's a certain number
Yeah.
of deaths or a certain situation like this where you were probably going fuck that was dumb. Maybe that's like the time to go, okay, the full send was working. Now
Yeah.
it's almost full
Now
send.
let's calm down.
Yeah, yeah, let's reset
Yeah.
the game. We're ahead, but we're actually behind in gold. They've got 2 turrets. Like, let's
Let's
start
not
playing.
forget my lane's lost.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. Still playing very well. You just got 2 shutdowns.
Yeah.
I think trying to maximize this, like you either back or you try and go top side. I mean, Hecarim's dead, but try and go
Yeah.
top side and push something because Ashe is already here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go mid though, which is good. This could be another full send moment. Okay, no, I think it's okay. Okay, nothing happens. Yeah, cool. I think this pressure's good. But I think again, like you
Yeah.
don't have your carry with you. You're the only carry, but you've now burnt your ult. So this is kind
Yeah.
of just grouping for the sake of it. When really maybe a
Hmm.
split push could have been on here. You set up
Oh, yeah,
then
that's very
you
true.
set up this split push, then it forces one of them to come top.
Yeah.
Then you then have drag priority, or you then have rift priority because you've got
Yeah.
topside pushed. So like I think in these games you start trying in the mid game to identify, okay, my Hecarim's really strong. How can I use my lead to help enable him? Because we know he's a good
Yeah.
player. He's shown that he's a pretty decent player. Can I split? And I guess this fight does
Yeah.
eventuate here. Oh, what's Lilia doing? Jesus fuck. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not
Yeah.
even think about Lily. Let's not even think about Lily.
It's
I tried not to
just
in the
get
game.
distracted by this fucking pony just running through. Bambi just
Good thing
running
he
in.
was autofilled, and then it was out of my hands.
Yeah, yeah. Because I think you definitely could have got this nice little turret
Yeah,
gold, especially with Ashe
the
splitting
amount
bot.
of time.
Yeah. Because I think, especially with Zed, right? Zed, I mean, grouping is a fun, like, is a good thing at 20 minutes, but Zed as well. I mean, the only person who can match you in a 1v1 at the moment is Kha'Zix. So if you can force someone to come top,
Yeah,
if it's anyone but Kha'Zix, you pretty much win that matchup.
yeah,
So I think a little bit more of that, trying to go for that split push. I know you're team orientated and that you kind
yeah,
of use your full send to make team plays, which I think is good. But also I think, particularly if Hecarim's not alive, like just staying mid there is like another
yeah,
wasted minute,
yeah.
which is now
It's not
caused like,
maximizing it.
yeah,
Yeah,
now we've got like a potential fiesta here.
yeah, yeah. Which Ash tells me a split push here, and I actually think she's right for that because
Yeah.
it is wasting time.
Yeah, because I think now we've wasted almost
Mm,
1 minute 30, 2 minutes. And yeah, they're going bots
yeah,
really smart because obviously you don't have TP
yeah.
drags coming up.
My
Um,
thought was that they aren't confident enough and that they were going to die the second I left. I
yeah,
think that that was my thoughts,
yeah,
which they do get in a fight like very soon after I leave, but I think I like roam up,
yeah.
deal with it.
Good. I was gonna say that's really good discipline. Okay, that's really good discipline. Nice. You probably didn't need to flash, but I guess Kha'Zix was
Because
gonna
of
jump.
the,
Yeah,
yeah,
because you got
yeah.
Knight's Edge of Knight. That's okay.
I was very against dying
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
I
Well,
was
I
very
like it.
against dying.
I like it because it was like the 4 death mark. You're like, okay, I'm not fucking dying anymore.
Yeah,
And like, it kind of as I suspected, your micro and your like constant knowledge, I think it's such a good fundamental base. Really happy with how you kind of play all your little micro situations. Nice. You're always maximizing your ult and your shadows. Well played. That's pretty much all you. Baron calls.
yeah. I knew something would happen when I left. I knew something would happen when I left.
Baron calls super on here, so you guys do get
Yeah.
Baron. Nice.
Oh, they should have FF'd. Would have been nice
Yeah.
to have that LP. Come on, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why strong mental's so good, like, because these guys end
Yeah,
up winning this game, but this is
yeah,
like a moment where you can definitely see like a team FFing.
yeah.
Particularly
I'm
you're
not an
13 and
FF for
4.
myself, so I get it. You know,
Yeah, because now what happens is you pretty much only get 3 more kills, 5 more assists this game, yet you die 5 more times. So,
6 actually.
oh yes. Do you go 16 to
Whoa,
10?
whoa,
Okay.
whoa.
Okay. I was trying to give you a no.
It's okay. It's okay. This is the issue. Okay. You know, I play perfectly ish,
Yeah,
and then something happens. So
but this is good. You're identifying the next objective, which is drag. They do get prio here, but you guys know Fizz is top, so something definitely can be on here.
I did shadow for vision.
Nice.
Yeah,
I
he had
mean, yeah,
smite.
that's all you could have done. Good discipline. I mean,
Yeah.
you're going in there, you just would have died.
Oh God, no,
Yeah.
I would never.
Yeah,
I would never.
some people would have thought that was a situation to jump into, especially like third drag. It's
God.
so not worth. Yeah, so good.
But I've stole many a dragons with shadow on
Yeah,
full Zed combo, so I was like, yeah, I'll try. Maybe he
yeah,
doesn't have smite.
nothing to lose,
Um,
especially with Edge of Night. Even if a Morg bind comes over, you're fine.
yeah, this play coming up, I shake my head at myself.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
this is.
shake my head at myself.
Yeah, I think
You can see what I think.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this split's very on because you know Kha'Zix is here, you know Caitlyn's here,
yeah,
so Morg, Fizz. I mean, even if you don't know where these two are, like that you've got no risk here. I think this is a little too cautious. What I'd recommend is like just going in here and seeing if there is vision, like setting yourself
Because
up
then
for
I could have
this.
got rid of it. But you know what I choose to do? You can see the ghost
Jesus
flame.
fuck. You're like here, you're like should I do it? Should I do
I
it? Should I
see
do it? Should I
ADC
do
on
it?
map.
Fucking full
I
send.
see ADC on map. What can I say? I'm a true Zed player through and through. I see an ADC on the map, which I
Yeah.
do almost get, but I was a little goofy. I
Yeah.
was a little goofy for that.
That's the full send
Yeah.
coming through for Lucian. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I got camp, but thank God this Zed inted me.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I underestimated him. I used the shadow to go in.
Yeah.
If I was gonna do that, I needed the shadow to stick on him. So,
Particularly
and yeah,
Lucian.
again, I could have went towards top.
Because now, like, you've pretty much wasted Baron here. Like, I think,
Yeah,
especially, like, maybe if you didn't have Baron, that call makes a bit more sense. But really, if you
yeah,
have Baron, you can just pressure this, or even
that's
just go
true.
mid.
I think I just get so much momentum from like big plays like Baron that I just want
Yeah.
to like make things happen
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah. Because, like, Baron's, I guess, combat stats are good, but the split push
Yeah,
stats are better, if that makes sense.
yeah,
But it's hard to play, like, it's hard to change your playstyle overnight, so, like, it'll be a while before
yeah.
we get the perfect amount of full send. God, okay, Lily gets a little killy.
Good for her.
Yeah.
Good for her. You know what? I won't say she deserved it, but good for her.
This is good. I assume you get a bit of revenge on this
Yeah, I
lose.
saw him, so
Nice. Yeah, he's not getting out of that one. Good
yeah, I
job.
don't I don't know what he was thinking. He
Yeah.
was like, you know what, Zed killed himself under turret because I flashed. So
I mean,
let's
maybe
try to win here.
this made him underestimate you, and so he thought he could get away with this. So
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah,
you were
I genuinely think that's the exact thought process he had.
big brain play by you, losing the 700 gold shutdown.
Yeah, yeah. So I could kill him later on.
I mean, yeah, I think a split push is on here or something, which is good. You probably go top side now. It's a shame you
Yeah.
guys kind of
I
wasted
thought
Baron.
Hecarim was gonna go, so I was like, "Okay, you're giving me blue then."
Yeah.
And then we decided to do a little switcheroo. He knew what would happen.
Yeah, it's a shame you guys like. I mean, that's something that's also like Barons can sometimes be like so useless in solo queue. Like you guys didn't really
Yeah,
get much off it. I think you got maybe mid
yeah.
turret.
We could have got more if I
Yeah,
maximized it, I feel.
I think you split pushing is right here.
Yeah.
It's a little bit inty by Heck.
Ooh, Inti.
Against this
Yeah.
situation of like Zed is really great split pushing, but your team is constantly grouping to fight. So it's
Yeah.
like, do I split push? Do I group? And like I like to use this like
That's
democracy thing where it's like fundamentally you split pushing at this point in time is by far the best choice. But
yeah.
because it's solo queue and because your team is grouping and fighting, I mean like Hecarim just spent everything just to kill a 0-7 Morgana. It's like,
Yeah.
do I then come and try and make this a good play, even though fundamentally, like in a vacuum of good League of Legends gameplay, it's wrong
Yeah.
because my whole team is doing it. Maybe if I'd help them, it makes it right. Like it's such a hard choice.
Yeah. Which I usually
I mean,
it's
you do
I
get
know
here.
most players don't do this on Zed. I go Moby still. That's a little bit of the old player coming out of me. Yeah, you
Yeah,
can see them. I
yeah.
always go Mobies
I
because
didn't
I'm
even
like,
pick
my
that
team's
up.
not going to do well, so
Yeah,
I need to be with them, and I need to be able to
nice.
split push too.
Oh, she gets the kill.
Yeah, don't worry about her.
Okay.
Okay, let's not worry about.
Yeah.
She has a few kills now. Good for her.
Yeah. I mean, that was really well played. Like, so it's like, again, that situation of like the split push was the right choice, but let's say you actually stayed mid, maybe that fight might have gone a lot
Yeah,
better. I mean, it still went in your guys' favor, I believe. Oh
yeah.
no, 3 for 3.
Would have been nice if Heck. Okay, okay. Fizz is kind of a goof this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice, good little
Would have been
BMMO.
nice if Heck lived though,
Yeah.
for sure.
But I mean, like, he
Oh,
also, like, he used everything on a 0-6 Morgana with Zhonya's, so it's like,
and
you know.
clearly the Morgana isn't that hot.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Judging by the play just made. Now, this was a mistake for sure. I got overconfident. I knew
Yeah.
he was there, and I was like, maybe I can. No,
Especially with
no.
ISO, and he's got Conk,
Yeah.
and he's pretty
And
much as fed as you.
Kha'Zix is a very good champion right
Yeah.
now, too, I feel.
And he's level 16 as well.
Yeah. Definitely one of those coin flip plays I shouldn't have made. He
Yeah.
does die for it at least,
It's
but
true, and you guys do get
mm,
Dragon off it.
yeah.
Macro-wise, your death is worth it. But yeah, it's a
Yeah.
bad habit. Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think how to get that. I think just identifying it and looking at examples of it will
Yeah.
eventually make it go, okay, I should probably think about this engage.
Yeah.
Because it's hard
Yeah.
to,
'Cause-
yeah, unless you're like you're good at asking yourself, should I go for this, or like, trying to think about
yeah.
in game, like macro, go, okay, if I go for this, what's going to be the consequence? Where it's like, I
Yeah. I
think you
just
just
don't
saw
think too
blood, you
crazy of
just
it
saw like an
to
opportunity, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just like Zed's, Kha'Zix is probably going to beat you in a 1v1 at this stage.
Yeah.
Because he kind of, I mean, he doesn't keep scaling, but he does. He does kind of
Yeah.
outscale Zed at this
And
point.
the Invis versus
Yeah.
Zed is like quite good. I feel like it's a good counter to Zed.
He's got like just as much mobility almost as you, but more cloaking and
Yeah.
more untargetability. Untargetability?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's like you're good at judging, maybe you're good at judging like your individual matchup or something, but let's then
Yeah.
take that one step further and start judging every single one of their players. Like, okay, Morg's
Yeah.
0-6, she's not very good. I'm never going to waste any resources on her unless there's like no other kill. That would have prevented that. Then
Yeah.
it's like, okay, Kha'Zix, he's playing really well. He camped me a lot, so it means he kind of knows how to like help his teammates out and how to understand to get his team to mid-late game and give them a chance.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, that Kha'Zix is probably a good player. And then if you profile them as like early as possible, then you can go, okay.
Yeah.
And then it comes to like this situation where you have a split-second decision and you're like, nah, I'm going to respect the Kha'Zix. He's been playing well.
Yeah.
I've profiled him as a good player. It's not worth it.
Yeah. You know what? Sometimes I am a little disrespectful. That's
Yeah.
true.
A little bit
Yeah.
of disrespect's good. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's always a limit.
Yeah. Like the disrespect and assuming Fizz doesn't like know Fizz was a
Yeah.
good disrespect.
Yeah.
But yeah, knowing that Kha'Zix has done these things and still like disrespecting him.
Yeah. Good protection by Heck. Nice.
Yeah.
Good use of your shadow.
Yeah, I don't think me and Heck played enough together this game.
Yeah. I think this might be your second in like
This I think through the whole game actually. Because I have flash here and I shouldn't have W'd in. I
what?
should have just stayed and flashed away
Oh,
from
so
the
you went the
280.
W for the getaway, but in reality it probably wasn't the best.
I think I thought he was there. I don't know what I was thinking when I W'd. I'm
Yeah,
gonna be
this
honest,
almost
I don't
seems
remember.
like I mean besides the kill options, this is probably one of your bigger mistakes.
Yeah, I would say this is one of the big ones for sure.
Okay, so you know Kha'Zix Morg's here.
W does give vision, so
Yeah.
maybe I thought I got more damage on him than I actually got.
Yeah. Okay,
Do you have
yeah.
ult? No, I don't have ult. Yeah, I don't really understand my reasoning for this.
And then you waste your stopwatch as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I guess it's going to go to GA eventually, I assume, but
Yeah.
you waste flash and stopwatch,
Yeah.
2 resources for an
When I
inevitable.
could have
Yeah,
just flashed away.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's such a shame that like you're 16-7. Like season 6, you probably would have like this game would have been
Yeah.
over by now, but because you
Yeah.
make like I mean, sure you made a couple of other mistakes, but like you do one little error here
Yeah.
and they just take everything.
It's crazy how season 10 works like that, or like
Yeah,
the newer seasons,
yeah,
especially with like how the honor system has been. Like,
yeah,
people aren't really getting banned for trolling and they're making it more team oriented, so people can just troll your game and like lose you the
yeah,
game. Nothing you can do about it.
yeah.
It's fine, but like it's the reality. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, and it equals out because the enemy has just as much, well, actually more chance when you think about it, because if you're always playing well, they potentially have 5
Yeah.
players that could int, whereas you only have
Yeah.
4. But yeah, it's shitty. It just makes the overall experience worse.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, I mean they're trying to fix it now, but it's a little too late.
Yeah.
And like,
Well,
let's say
they
you,
have time.
yeah, and let's say you didn't do that. I think this split push, I mean, might have actually eventuated. Yeah,
And they wouldn't have been able to get Baron because of my
yeah.
crasher. Yeah.
Or if
Yeah,
they
that's why
did,
I think it was like the biggest mistake of the game,
yeah, or
actually.
let's say you kept
Yeah.
or like delaying this or just posturing. Ash
Yeah.
maybe does that, but you could have even, let's say, gone top if they all go to meet Ash, and
Yeah.
then you get like the top in
Yeah.
turret. So I think that was arguably probably the biggest little error there. But it's like a bit of a brain snap, I guess. So there's not much preventing that. Unless like this was like your 7th game in a row or something, and you're feeling a bit tired.
Yeah.
But I mean, all your little micro movements have been pretty clean and fresh looking this game. So I don't think
Yeah.
you were like mentally drained or anything like that. I think that was just like a unlucky mistake, silly mistake. I mean,
Yeah, at
again,
this point they have way more momentum than
and
us,
again,
and
like
like
Hecarim, Lily are trying to fight. It's like Hecarim shouldn't be
he's
fighting.
not there. Yeah. And again, they get like Fizz, who's like probably one of their like, if not the worst player.
And it's like, okay, like the way I see it at the moment is like, you died, whatever. Move on to the next like mini objective. It's like, okay, we just
Yeah.
want Baron to expire and give the enemy as
Yeah.
little as possible. That's what I see in this current situation. And obviously your team doesn't think that. But I
Yeah.
think you're not encouraging their gameplay, but you're just like almost following a gameplay that you probably know is wrong just because like
Yeah.
your team's doing it. Because like just fighting with Baron is not on you. Just like pretty much jumped into a 3v1 situation
Yeah.
with Hecarim already dead before you even get there. And now they're probably going to get
Yeah.
a
I
decent
was
amount
talking
of.
to my friend when we watched this, and we were like, "That's a desperation play." I'm like, "Yeah, it was a desperation play for
Yeah.
sure." Yeah.
So I think like it's hard to do, but like I like to use like every death as like a time to reflect on like, okay, I died, like understand you died, it was bad, but then go, okay, while I'm dead, what do I want to do when I respawn? Do I want to now
Yeah.
go bot and like, engage when they have Baron buff, or do I just want to
Yeah.
try and delay, waste their Baron like we wasted our Baron?
Push out the lane, so yeah.
Yeah. So I think try and like, even if it's a post-it note on your screen or something, like try and have a moment in your games where you're always resetting your tempo, or like giving yourself a moment
Yeah.
to reset your tempo, because I think you're still playing like your 10-minute tempo at 30 minutes. And
Yeah.
like there's a bit of a fluctuation, like you slow down and be logical, then you like go straight to the tempo, but I think if we can
Yeah.
be getting you to constantly resetting your tempo, or at least reflecting on your tempo, and then going, okay, do I keep this tempo? Do I slow it down? And base it off what the next objective is, or what the current game situation is, and what the current enemy profiles are. Of okay, Kha'Zix is good, the rest are bad, or Kate and Kha'Zix are
Yeah.
kind of okay. And then I
Lucian
think,
was all right.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think using your deaths as like an opportunity for you to like reflect in game is really important. So like eliminating the
Yeah.
autopilot as much as possible.
Yeah. I agree.
Because now it's like the game's getting more and more out of your control now because Zed's like a really strong early mid. And now it's at 31-30. I mean, obviously Fizz doesn't scale any better. He
Yeah.
arguably scales worse. But his ult at least is like a good CC tool.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're grouping, like you're doing some fundamentals still well at this point. Bro, this fucking Kha'Zix with Conquer and Death's Dance is just stupid.
Yeah, that character is kind of crazy right now. Yeah, I regret letting him get to that point.
Assume you go mid. Nice. Good job. Drags up again. Okay, you guys go. Okay.
Oh, the cleanse went. Kind of.
Shame you went for that top play, because I think even if those creeps died and you're pretty much full build, I don't think going for the minions here, I think that's again another autopilot moment. I think if you would have been with your team here, and I don't know how
Should have
this
just
team...
stayed with my team,
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially at
Because
32
then we would have
minutes,
been
it's
able to
like
color.
3 CS. Again, it's like an autopilot, like 3 CS, maybe at like 10 minutes is good, but at 32 minutes, it's kind of pointless, especially when your team's spam pinging to group. And again, it's like that thing, like, regardless of if it's fundamentally the right call, maybe to try and split push top, it's like if my team is all grouped mid, I should group mid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's unlucky.
Yeah.
Zanya's. What can I say? Zanya's Hourglass. What an item.
Yeah. And now pretty much every death has been almost them killing you for free. And it's almost like you fell behind, like, so you got there late, so you're like, fuck it, I'm late, but I'm still gonna like arrive with a bang. And so you arrive and just jump in. Hecarim again is dead before you're even there, and you're just like straight into the thick of the fight. At least that was a cool snipe by Lilia, but yeah.
Yeah, but that's that for Lilia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like if your team just slowed this tempo, you guys would have got a free drag. Maybe not, you know, an inhib, but you guys definitely would have got a free drag, which is a shame. It's like team mistakes as well as your own, but obviously we want to try and focus on your own because you can't really help team mistakes.
Can't have the same team every game.
Yeah. Do you have a duo?
None of my friends like can do it with me.
Okay.
It's too high, I guess.
I think
I think having a duo would help.
Yeah.
I actually had a friend who do a jungle, and we had a very high win
I was
together.
gonna say I think you'd do so well with a jungler, particularly like playing
He had
Zeds.
the same play style, yeah.
Because I think you could, like, all the aggression you could do if you're on comms with at least one other... Like, all that aggression where Hecarim dies just before you, if you were on comms with the Heck. And I know, like, people like duo queuing is kind of like cheating or whatever, and la la la. But especially if you think you're, like, not at a wall, but you're kind of like, okay, Diamond 4 is pretty hard. Like, I can usually just literally carry games. But now Diamond players are a little bit better.
They're a little smarter.
Yeah, a little smarter. And you can't get away with as much for as long. I think maybe like trying to find a duo partner could be a really good step.
Yeah. Like I think Kha'Zix was the only one like near my skill level in this game, and I still lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely had a jungle duo. He doesn't play as much anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, but he had the same play style as me, so like we just kind of dominated games when we played together.
Yeah. And it's kind of hard to find good duos, but maybe just like keeping like even this Hecarim like could be a good duo partner if you do want to start like DMing good junglers after the game.
Yeah,
particularly
that
when
could
you
really
play
help.
well.
Yeah,
yeah, and like maybe they're shit, and you'll figure it out the next game. But at least it's like you're opening yourself up to an opportunity to find good.
Yeah.
If you're like extra, like some people like introverted and don't like, you know, trying to find duo partners, which is fine personality wise, but if you do. If you are
I just don't trust league players. I don't trust league players.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm definitely down to like talk to people and like play with I play with anyone. Like you can add me and I'll play with you. I don't care. But like I don't really trust people in my ranked games.
Yeah, fair enough.
Because they can be like nice for like 2 seconds and they can be kind of evil.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
I always find that so weird. Like they
yeah, like
start
it's just a game.
yeah, and it's like we
I think,
just agreed to play together, and then they start like
yeah,
tilting, and you're like, okay, you're a bit of a
yeah,
psycho.
you're a little strange.
Yeah,
Bye.
yeah. And then you're like awkwardly stuck in a game with them. You're like, oh.
Yeah, yeah, very awkward, very
Yeah,
awkward.
yeah, that's game.
Yeah, yeah, it's too bad. You're right though about the whole like you win lane, you absolutely stomp lane.
Yeah.
It makes no difference in season 10. It makes no difference.
All right. So notepad, I think the first one I like to do is just that vision, just taking that one extra step.
Yeah,
So just going a little bit deeper, even if it's just a tiny bit deeper, I think that's going to be really good because it'll not only make your full send tempo like in laning phase, your full send tempo can actually it's a lot easier to control and you can get away with it a lot more as long as you
yeah,
have a bit of vision set up. So I think that's a really good way to, instead of trying to change that play style that's gotten
yeah,
you so far, I think we try and enable it, but enable it safely. And I think vision's
yeah,
a really good step with that. Um, so I just think getting that little bit deeper vision, I think that's good. Second one is like roaming earlier, I think is a big one for you. So
yeah,
like establish a lead. So I can't spell. Then like influence others, I guess. So establish that lead as soon as you've established it, whether it's, 1 3, 30 CS, 40 CS, 2 turret platings, then
yeah,
look to influence. I think a duo partner would make you do that quicker, but I also think you could do it quicker because I think we marked it as like 13 minutes was your first roam,
yeah,
and when you did it, it was so clean. Like it looked like you were natural at it, and you did it really well. So there's no, I don't think you've got any issues with the roam. I think it's just if you can do it even a minute earlier or a couple of minutes
yeah.
earlier, as
I think
early
I
as
tunnel laning too hard.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think is like, yeah, like win lane and then convert.
Yeah, I think I tunnel laning because like as you said, like back in the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I notice it a lot with like veteran players or like old school. We've like got this subconscious habit that was
To
like
just stay
such a
and try
good
to
habit.
kill
It was such a
repeatedly.
good habit back in the day, but now because of
It's not
yeah,
good.
yeah. Um, the next you can still see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. So think the next one's like reset or like not even resetting, just like check tempo. And I think death's a really good time to like mark that. And I don't know how
Yeah.
you good at like if you want to remember it with a post-it note on the bottom of your screen or if you think you can remember it every death. I think that would be a
Yeah.
really good habit for you because that game it seemed like you kept thinking you were still like 9-1 or something, and
Yeah.
that Zed doesn't fall off, and that their team comp with like all these Zonyas and Guardian Angels don't matter for Zed, and I think it actually you were still
Matters quite a bit some
yeah.
nights.
I think like I don't think it's necessarily you disrespecting them. I think it's a bit of like you still thinking you're so much stronger than them, which I guess is
Yeah.
a bit of disrespect, but it's also like you're believing as a truth that you're still strong enough.
Or that I can outskill a Zonya's or a GA.
Mm. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can just like hard override as Zonya's.
Yeah.
The next one I think like profiling enemies beyond your lane, and then like using that knowledge to influence your decisions, particularly mid
Yeah.
late. I think that's something big because like I think you profiled Fizz down to a T. Like there was a certain stage where you almost like forgot about Fizz, and I don't even know if you like even focused him in a team fight for the rest of the game, and I think that was a really
Yeah.
good call. But I think like even if we can extend that profile just to the enemy jungler, I think that would have done you a world of difference in this game.
Yeah.
If you're like, okay, I know Fizz, he's not very good, he's unranked, like all that pre-game stuff, and then go, okay, Kha'Zix, he's played well. He might have had 60k, 100k points on Kha'Zix or whatever. La la la. Do you use like Porofess or anything, or you just look at mastery points
I use
beforehand?
Blitz.
Okay,
I
Blitz.
like it as like timers and stuff.
Cool. Yeah, so I
Yeah.
think yeah, like especially as a mid laner, I think the second most important enemy profile is their jungler. So I think if
Yeah.
you can get them down packed, get a little bit of understanding on them, and as well you then couple the matchup like Zed versus
Mhm.
Kha'Zix, you might win it early game or because you're a mid laner, so you're getting more XP than them. But at a certain point, as you saw, the
It doesn't
Conqueror
matter.
Kha'Zix, yeah, with his
Yeah.
mobility, his cloaking, la la la, he
Yeah.
beats
Yeah. Yeah.
because I think we died. You probably died to. I wasn't counting, but Kha'Zix at least like 3 or 4 times out of your 10 deaths. Um, the full send comes from the just checking your tempo. I think they're kind of the big five I saw from those games, and it seems like that mid late game relevant big five of like win lane converted into victory, roaming earlier. I mean, all these I think are probably problems that happen in a lot of your games when it doesn't go that way of like, oh, I've got 3 good teammates, so I just win lane, and maybe I don't influence top and bot, but they like win on their own because I've got all the
Yeah.
jungle pressure. But I think when it's
Yeah.
games like this where it's okay, shit, I've got a bad top laner, I don't have a very
And
good AD
yeah.
carry, I need to know how to carry this. And I
Yeah.
think particularly like your personality, you're in such a good state already, like you know that you just need to focus on yourself. You don't really get tilted. And
Yeah.
you're like you ignore bad players. So I think you've got yourself personality wise set up
Yeah.
for success. I think you just need to now convert it into like, okay, how can we win this game? Like almost like, you believe every game is like winnable or there's always a chance. So how can we then make your actions also follow that belief?
Yeah.
But they're kind of my big five. I think that you can definitely get a lot off. I don't know if you had anything to talk about or add or anything like that.
No, I think this is good.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Also,
makes sense.
I've also recorded this, so I will put it to YouTube, obviously unlisted and everything, and I'll give it to you. So if you do ever want to look back at it or anything like that, you're welcome to.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
but I think yeah, they're the big five for you. I mean, just in that
Yeah.
game, but I think they're also going to be ones that you'll notice probably happen in a few of your games.
Yeah. So you think it's mostly like this that's kind of holding me back from like going up diamond?
In my opinion, yes, because like
Yeah.
I was very like like I haven't seen you on other champions, but your Zed
Yeah.
like that's a very
I
clean Zed. Like,
yeah.
and
I
I
would say
think
my Yasuo is better than my Zed.
okay, well that's
I
probably a good
You
thing.
haven't seen it,
Yeah,
but
I've seen.
yeah,
Yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah. Because I think your
Yeah.
mid Yasuo is clean as fuck. I know in terms
Yeah.
of win rate. But I think your
I don't
bot
know why I brought him bot. I think it's because the mid characters were intimidating me.
yeah. Well, bot
Yeah.
Yas can all sometimes be so freaking broken, so it's like kind of
Yeah.
works. But for some reason, it
I
doesn't
think of
work with
all
your
the times
playstyle.
it has been.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
it's also because like when it's bot lane, you have a support, and I don't think you like relying on people you don't trust, given like your
Yeah.
kind of the way you talked about your allies, like which I don't think is a bad thing. I like that you're
Yeah.
very independent in your playstyle, particularly if you don't trust or someone's playing badly. I think that maybe is why your Yasuo bot isn't as successful.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But I think micro wise, I mean, I think micro only takes you so far in league, particularly
Yeah.
with the meta. I think again, season 6, all that micro was so important. Like how good you were with your abilities and stuff, and that will now still get you that lane victory. But then, how can we translate that into a game victory? And that comes through like macro, and I think these kind of five.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think these are going to take you to the next step. I'd recommend if you don't already like reviewing your own games. I think that's a good
Yeah.
step. Make it a habit and like reward yourself for it. If you find it really boring, like give yourself something after. If it's like I don't know,
Yeah.
like a treat or something, or you get to do something fun. Like just gamify it and make it
I just
make it
didn't think I
enjoyable.
needed to be honest.
Yeah,
That's why I wasn't doing it.
yeah, well, yeah. If
I
you
was like,
don't
I
need to,
know my decisions. No, no, I don't know my decisions.
yeah. And I think the second perspective is good. So it's like if you do have someone that's your kind of level and you
Yeah.
respect knowledge and their opinion. I think if you can like swap game reviews with them or something like that, as I was
Yeah.
saying in the profile review, I think that's a really good like relationship to have, and it will
Yeah.
always make you better yourself. Like I don't know if you go to the gym or anything, but it's like if you have a
Oh
sparring
yeah.
partner or someone like that at the gym, like you're just
Yeah.
gonna go harder and like do
Yeah.
better. So I think if you have someone helping you along the way or just pushing you or always challenging
Yeah.
some decisions you're making in a constructive way, I think that's a really good step for you. Because Diamond's
Yeah.
that classic, like, a lot of, like, a lot of people get stuck in Diamond because it's like natural talent gets you to Diamond, and then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
I've got the natural talent. I wasn't really thinking about my gameplay. I was just learning through playing and doing, but okay, now maybe I need to get a bit more reflective, a bit more
Serious.
analysis,
Yeah.
because you're now in like the top 1% of players, and it's like, okay, how do you get
Yeah.
then to the top 0.1? It's like you need to take big extra steps now because
You can't
natural
fuck
talent,
around.
yeah, for some
Yeah.
people natural talent's going to get them there alone, but like for a lot of people it's not. Well,
Yeah.
even I don't think, yeah, I don't think anymore you can get just to really high natural talent wise,
Yeah.
unless you're playing like 10, 12 hours a day, and then it does kind of, you just brute force the system. But yeah,
Yeah. I see that a lot for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I definitely think I just fuck around too much. That's probably why I'm a little fuck arounder.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah.
as well with how many games you play a season. It's like
Yeah.
it gets to that kind of stage.
Yeah. I think I fucked around a lot when I was like in lockdown of COVID too. And it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like tanked. And that's why I was playing like so many random champions. I was just like so bored locked in.
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think like I think I said in the profile review as well. Like if you are getting bored, like do it somewhere else, but don't do it on your main. I guess like if
Yeah.
you're bored, get the boredom out on like a Smurf or
That's
something,
true.
and then you get it out. You get the silly out, and then you're like, okay, fuck yeah, let's play some Zed,
Yeah.
let's play some Yas.
Yeah.
Let's just full send the climb.
Yeah, and I definitely, speaking of the profile review, you definitely caught me on the thing. You
Yeah, yeah,
definitely, you caught me there.
yeah,
I was kind of sneaky. I was like, does no one know he's broken? And then I
yeah,
just kind of abused him for a bunch of games.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I did the same as well.
good for you.
Yeah,
Good for you. It was fun. It's fun hitting with people with like a full health like Q.
yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
used to even play mid. I was trying to like take it as far as possible, and it was actually having
Whoa,
some
whoa,
success mid. I was
let's not
having
go
some success
crazy.
mid, but yeah,
Yeah,
not as good bot lane. Yeah,
yeah,
but I
yeah. It was
think
so
that's a really good trait as well. Like abusing meta, I think can get you so many quick wins.
yeah,
So I think that's really good, particularly when you're a veteran player. You do have a base. If like a champion's OP, like Varus, even if you haven't played them for a while, you kind of know the base kit, and
yeah,
it's pretty simple to play. So it's like if you can
yeah.
abuse it, um,
Yeah, and like I've been playing Varus since season 3, so I was
yeah,
like, that guy's broken. I'm
yeah,
just gonna play him. Like,
yeah,
y'all are gonna let me do this. So
yeah. But I'd be interested to see how you go in the next couple of weeks or so. I think there will definitely be some improvements. Maybe
yeah,
not
for
see it in
sure.
LP, but I bet you'll see it
Yeah,
kind of in your feeling of your overall gameplay.
yeah. I'm just gonna like do it not in ranked solo because, like you said, like my MMR is like not good in ranked solo.
Yeah,
I mean, like I guess the season ends in November, so even if I did demote, it wouldn't be like a big deal. I could probably just like fix it,
yeah,
but it would still be unfortunate. So I'd
yeah,
rather just like get to a level of play where I don't go into ranked solo and demote.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a good habit. Good,
Yeah.
good idea.
Yeah.